Howdy YouTube, today we're taking a look at the WWE Mattel The Animal Batista. Certainly one of my favourite wrestlers, which will probably get me a lot of criticism, and definitely one of my favourite figures. This guy looks absolutely awesome. I know he's been criticised a lot for having a lot of ridiculous tattoos and things like that, but it makes for a really cool looking figure and lots of nice detail on this guy as well. So very excited to get him opened up out of packaging. As you can see, it is Batista from when he returned to the WWE in 2014, winning the Royal Rumble, which upset a lot of people, and ended up working out pretty bad, if I'm honest, because it meant we basically missed out on seeing someone who I doubt very much whether they'll ever come back after the negative reception they got. One thing I like is that he came back with that jiu-jitsu background. Still had that really cool Batista bomb, which I was always a big fan of, and I love the more MMA styled trunks that he's got as well. So really cool figure. Nice shot of Batista on the top left there. I'm going to try and review this guy and also the Blue Tista figure that was released, which I think is a really, really awesome figure as well. So hopefully we'll get this guy opened and give you guys a cool review. And taking a look at the back of the packaging, nice shot of Batista there. A whole array of really weird tattoos. I'm not sure why he's got stars tattooed everywhere. Whatever floats your boat, I suppose. But other figures in the set, of course, are Natalya, El Torito, which is a pretty cool figure. The Big Show, which I think this is the sad face Big Show, which I have reviewed for you guys. Roman Reigns and Sin Cara. So not a bad lineup. Not the best, but certainly not the worst. So let's get Batista opened up. And here we have Batista opened up and out of packaging. And the first thing I notice is he's actually slightly shorter than this Batista here. One other thing that is a little bit of a shame is it looks like it is pretty much the exact same face sculpt, just the difference with the facial hair. You can actually see the outline where I guess it was supposed to be painted this color. So that's a little bit of a shame right off the bat. Still, really awesome figure. Lots of detail on this guy. Which would be very hard to do, given that it is a basic, not an elite figure, and also just the vast array of tattoos that Batista has. I'll bring it forward so you guys can take a look at the face. I think they nailed Batista's face scan. You can see at the top there where I guess it was painted in the old figure. I don't recall him actually having just the facial hair at the bottom there, but still really, really cool. Moving down, I'll try and zoom in so you guys can see the detail on the tattoos. Obviously the Cuban flag there, half Greek, half Cuban. That's a Greek tattoo if I've ever seen one right there, that's for sure. Some Asian symbols and things like that. Like, good job Mattel, because it is really, really hard to paint this level of detail. Like, just for comparison, that's Batista 2010, Batista 2014. There's a huge difference in the amount of detail and in the amount of tattoos that he's gotten in that time, actually. Definitely a big fan of just the detail in this guy. I think it looks awesome. He's got that Royce Gracie Jiu-Jitsu style logo on the trunks there, mixed with his own Batista logo. Taking a look at the other hand, one of the things I love with Mattel that Jakks never really did well is that Jakks often the tattoos look like a lot of scribble. With the Mattel, you can actually make out what they are, and that's something that I really, really love, and I think is great for collectors. Moving down, obviously, he's got just a ton of tattoos. And then, I don't know why. Why is there a random blue smear there? Not sure. But overall, really, really awesome. Certainly a big fan of this guy. Just from the amount of detail, visually, he's a very impressive looking WWE figure. One of the things I know when he came back, people were saying he's very arrogant and all this sort of stuff. I honestly don't know where that came from. I started watching wrestling, and when I was watching it, for me, Batista had beaten Triple H, who was my favourite, or one of them along with Undertaker, for the heavyweight title. He had his big run on top. He feuded with Rey Mysterio, And then basically I stopped watching after John Cena started dominating everybody. And then I never really saw the heel Batista against John Cena and against a lot of the other feuds that he had. So for me, when I started watching wrestling again in 2012, to see him come back, I was really excited. But it's a shame that he got such negative reception. Okay, so in terms of articulation, he's got a ball-jointed head, ball-jointed arms, swivel bicep, bend at the elbow, standard wrist articulation, swivel waist, legs move forward and back, bend at the knee, swivel in the boot, and then your standard swivel in the ankle. So your standard range of basic series articulation, which is really, really good. Certainly an awesome figure. If you're a fan of Batista, then I think this guy is a must-have, just to have a Batista from when he made his return. There is an elite version of this guy which has much nicer detail on the tattoos and everything like that, but you're looking at a lot more money. So for me, I love this guy, especially too because I picked up the elite blue Batista, so I've got one of each. Even if you're not a fan of Batista, honestly, it's such a cool figure and such a well-detailed figure that I think it's worth picking up. You can get this guy for pretty cheap as well. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this review on the WWE Mattel Batista.